Molweni sanibonani idumelang Thobela. Igama lami ndingumbulelo Jasi, i-host Ebuhlanti. Namhlanje ke Ebuhlanti sizodingida izinto ezihlukahlukene. Siyayazi into kokuba le program idesignwe for amadoda ukuthi akwazi ukuthetha ngezinto eziwahluphayo nezinto zomphakathi. Kodwa namhlanje sithe make sihlale phansi nalabo esiye sithi sibacwase okanye babulawe kuba umuntu ethandana nomonye umuntu abakwi kwisilili esisodwa okanye abathandana befana labo esibabiza LGBTQI Community. Namhlanje sizoncokola nabo ukuthi kwenzekani, sifundisane nje ukuthi lokubulawa okungaka sesikubona sekwenzeka eMzansi Afrika konakelephi. Awuhlale nathi ke Ebuhlanti.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu sanibonani. Igama lami nguNonhlanhla Simelane. I'm a lesbian from Val. I've got an organization called Lebubasadi Foundation. Inkinga baba for mina, kwelami icala, ngicabanga ukuthi amasonto. Especially emasontweni, I don't think ukuthi ba preacher enough ukuthi sikhona siya exist. I think the problem ukuthi ba suke basijudge na before ukuthi basazi. That's a problem. Ukuthi immediately mawuqala ukuthi uyi lesbian or ukuthi uyi gay, then khona lapho sokuba ne judgmental ukuthi okay, ayi lona akekho right. Amina ngizenzanga ngizalwe ngiso. Angizange ngisuke nje endleleni ngavele ngathi okay, now I'm a lesbian. So ngicabanga ukuthi amasonto.
Ngikuzwile ke siswami uyibeka indaba yakho make sizwe ke nawe ke comrade uzazisa usho ke ukuthi wena uyibona kanjani lento sizokhuluma ngayo inoba konakelephi ngoba siyabona ukuthi imithetho ikhona, i-constitution yethu is very clear, ikhona nemithetho eniprotectayo kodwa i-community niyabulawa niyahlukunyezwa. Make sizwe kuwe ke.
Sanibonani babukeli emakhaya. Ngokwegama nguThamsanqa Scabs Zulu. I'm a lesbian, ngisebenzela i-119 campaign. Nginegqoko eningi, ngizibiza activist, ngi-feminist and ngi-author a-comic book called Zandile Stabane. So yeah, singangena kwesinye isikhathi angazi makuvelile. So inkinga ngisho ukuthi mina wena bhuti wami i-attitude is all about changing mindsets. Yabo, if what's the point ukuthi sibe nama human rights, i-constitution ikhona ibhaliwe in black and white yinhle. Ayikho i-country ene-constitution enhle njenge South Africa. But abantu as long as bayazi ukuthi sivikelekile like asikho special thina i-LGBTQI community. Hayi ukuthi masithi sifuna ama-rights as abantu sifuna into ephumile eceleni. Sifuna ama-rights wethu apracticeke as wonke umuntu ophilayo. Yabo into ezinjalo. So masithi LGBTQI rights sikhuluma ngama-human rights. Zikhona lapha ku-constitution. But if abantu kulama institutions wonke lawo just like police, ibhedlela, ama-clinic zonke lezi zinto lezi ama-home affairs bangasithatheli serious thina masifika khona kulezi zinto lezi zakhona, obvious nabantu emakhaya bazosibulala. Yabo, abasithathi serious. Angithi nokujuthana futhi emakhoneni. Yabona umuntu mangana backbone yabo into ezinjalo ukujuthana ucala lapha ukuthi emara lona aza ngabacheri enhle kanjani lapha ekhoneni bahleli bayaphuza bayabhema amara ngamdavaza lona azimshaba straight ngimvithize nje straight already lembewu leni uyayitshala. Yabo uyitshala kule genge yakho hleli enamadoda ayasabana. To be honest with you, amadoda awakhuzani. Uyayitshala imbewu bakhuluma bajuthane bathi amara vele yazini masingambamba lona. Yabona,
siyabonga kakhulu kwesiswami. Make sizwe ke mhlambe namhlanje simeme no speaker wase Majuba district municipality. Uspeaker ke singathi phecelezi lichanhliziyo kwezomzabalazo kuma human rights and so on. Make sizwe kuye ke ukuthi bona njengo speaker umasipala okwindawo ezisemakhaya inokuba bona mhlambe bacabanga ukuthi noba kwenzekani. Make size kuwe speaker usozazisa ke nasebantwini lapha emakhaya.
Ngibonga kakhulu mphathi wohlelo ngibingelele abantu emakhaya, ngibingelele nepanel yethu. Ngiyajabula ukuba nani and also thanks for the invites ukuthi ngibe la. Cha, into esikhuluma ngayo namhlanje ngiyacabanga ukuthi into ekhona all over the country. Akugona ukuthi ise lokushini elilodwa noma endaweni eyodwa, but ikhona yonke indawo. But what I've noticed ngoba usungichazile ukuthi ngiqhamuka eMajuba district okuyimasipala ohlanganisa oyi districts enama locals amathathu ehlanganisa iNewcastle inedolobha nelokishi base kuba iDunhouse neUtrecht okuyindawo esemakhaya kakhulu. So ngifuna ukugxila kakhulu kule yasemakhaya because akukona ukuthi noNhlanhla awekho ama-lesbians emakhaya akhona, but ke angeke ngibe i-lesbian ekhaya ngoba ngiyasaba ukuthi ngizobizwa ngamagama, ngizothukwa. Kodwa mase ngifika ngizofunda e-UJ ngimuva from eNewcastle ngize eThekwini noma ngize eGoli, it's whereby ngihlangana khona noMageba, then now I'm becoming myself. So ngifisa mina ukuthi ke lento esiyenzayo noma esiyikhulumayo asingagcini kuyikhuluma emadolobheni kuphela, sicabanga ukuthi khona nasemakhaya ikhona, and ngiyafisa ukuthi ke siqale at ezikoleni kakhulu because ingane zasemakhaya isikhathi la ihlangana khona nontanga kusesikoleni. Uma singaqala sifake ezikoleni kuma primary to high school, ufike etertiary vele siyazi ukuthi uphumzile uba, then ukuthi uzifihle iminyaka yonke lena ufunde, then after grade 12 you moving to tertiary, therefore ubuya ngama holiday usugqoka amabhlukwe ebekade ungaligqoka ekhaya, la ekhaya sigqoka ibhlukwe kodwa usubuya usufihla ibhlukwe lakho yonke into. So ngifuna ukubuyela kule ethi ibisho uZulu ukuthi there's nothing special about about this community. Ama rights awi-constitution ayafana. So why namhlanje ama rights kaPhumzile kumele nje ahlonishwe but aka noNhlanhla angahlonishwe ngoba noNhlanhla uyi-lesbian. So nje uma njengohulumeni singaqala sifundise ezikoleni izingane sisencane ukuthi ayikho into wrong ukuba yi-gay or lesbian, ku right, this is you.
noNhlanhla ubuyile kadaba ya gore dikereke as an institution play a big role, right? Because many of us ko magayeng ko makeisheneng a rona ka bongata, kereke is a big site of where we find information and education and see it as authority figure more community. Skolo is also such an institution, right? And what we found, and I want to go back at this point, right? 2006, as you've mentioned, there was Mulao Honore, the lesbian, the gay, the bisexual, the transgender, kaofela rona as LGBTQI+.
Siyabhideka singabanye sinalo ulwazi kakhulu. That is why le show namhlanje sifuna sifundisane. U-LGBTQI kahlehle umeleni ningobani, because abantu bafuna ukwazi ngoba kulula ukucwasa umuntu kuba sometimes unga-understand ukuthi ubani.
uQ bariki queer. Queer and kusho ukuthi ngiyachaza kanjani? Okay. Okay. Khwabale molao wa gore we are also allowed to be recognized in our unions. But what happened in 2006, right? We began to see a spike in hate crimes. So in the year where we had a hard-won victory as the LGBTQ community, we found that the response from society was even stronger violence, right?
Saphinde siqhubeke siswami kunabantu lapha engibona ukuthi sebefunwa ngaseyitolo ke soqosha izinto phaya sabe siqhubeke ke nale ndaba. Welcome back. Besisa sithi ke masiqhubekeke nosisi ake aphinda sixoxele njengoba ngihlela kule situlo kuyashisa, ngiyabona ukuthi lolu daba lolu empeleni luyayidinga i-attention ye-South Africa. Khawuqhubeke ke sisi wami uke usifake usibalansise here.
So 2006 we have a law passed, right, that gives the LGBTQ community the right in law ukuthi nathi, you know, sibe nabantwana, sibe namakhaya ethu and so forth. And in that same year we note that the community responds with an increase of violence, almost to say that, you know, we must know our place, pushing us back into the closet. So the short end of it, right, Butwami, is that there's often three pillars to e-power, right? As LGBTQ people, we are an oppressed identity, right? So guko visible power. So the laws, the legislation, the things we can see, right? Gubene invisible or hidden, right? So the behind the scenes, those who move the chess pieces, right? And then kube the one that we forget quite a bit when we are organizing and pushing for change, which is the invisible power, right? That power is defined as social norms and values, right? That influence is society. So we had a situation then where the visible power of how we are facing discrimination or exclusion, why abanye abantu can decide to be partnered and we cannot, was fixed in law. But that invisible power, parents' mindset and how they raise kids, our pastors and how they preach, our teachers and how they understand and communicate gender diversity, those are things that we took for granted.
Speaker, sizaphinde sibuye comrade. Speaker, nenza imithetho njengohulumeni up to i-level yomasipala. Kanti kwenzekeni ngalesa sikhathi sama consultations ukuthi manje sesinale nzondo engaka ukuthi kunganabantu esingabafuni kwi-community? What went wrong, Speaker? Angisho ukuthi, Speaker, it's your fault, but what happened?
No, ngiyabonga kakhulu. Uma ngimlalela ngicela ukhombisa kami. Uzuki mangimlalela uzuku ukhuluma into sonke sihleze siyikhuluma, even kuma local municipalities. You know what happened in South Africa? Sifike sishaya imithetho at the national level. Ibe khona sifunde, but ke sileka lento ethi ke ubani obuyela nalemthetho ayemphakathini on the ground level ayoyifundisa ukuthi sekunomthetho othi ungabulali. So wabulala uzoboshwa. So akasekho buyele emuva ke sigcina kuma public hearings whereby sisa form ukuthi no case yavelana say suppose ayihambe yophasiswa. Uma isiphasisiwe asibuyi futhi on the ground. Sizofundisa ukuthi ke abantu bobulili obufanayo sebengashada futhi there's nothing wrong about that. So I think masingaqala lapho siyifundise into constitution yethu. Constitution yethu inhle kakhulu. I was very happy uma uyisho nami ngihleze ngiyibuka inhle kakhulu, but the challenge about the constitution abantu on the ground abe understand akekho yazi akekho fikayo asina ama platforms whereby we sit like this then see debate siyixoxe, even though see debate and also sizoyishintsha, but we're trying to make them understand ukuthi it's either you like it or not, but kunje and you need to obey this.
Sizonika usisi lapha yazi ngake ngathi ngisemngcwabeni ekhaya kunabantu abamela emuva ngeke ngibe mudla mosimina kunabantu abamela emuva bathi lo uyekile uba gay. I told me, what do you mean? Phela uvela bemuhle nje spacing. So ubona ukuthi kwi communities zethu kunendlela abababona ngayo abantu and ama suspicions all the time, and I think lento nikhuluma ukuthi education is key. Siswami sikwi mess manje abantu bethu all along bekupretendwa siyavumelana la asi understand yonke lento yenzekayo. Sithini?
Angazi ukuthi sorry, ngicabanga ukuthi yazi bayazenzisa esikhathini esiningi. I don't think ukuthi bayazenzisa enhle ke kusho ukuthi abafuna uku-understanda or bayafuna uku-understanda kodwa nje they just ignore it, because nami ungibona nje you can see ukuthi I'm a queer woman. Sengiphendula le ndaba yakho yobukhwe. Queer umuntu ogqoka njengami, khona i-tomboy, khona i-queer woman. I'm a queer woman. Kwami ne-partner yami we've been together for more than 30 years. So 10 years ngishade naye nomntwana, and then I mean before kuzo zonke lezi bengenazo inkinga ezifana nalezi. Sesiyaqala manje sesiba nenkinga. Esikolweni umntwana seke ba ne problem. Uyayibona leyo nto leyo. So abantu nje I think bayathanda nje ukuzenzisa ukwenza ngathi aba understand.
Buyela kuwe omunye baba sasincokola esontweni athi yena unama issues nge-LGBTQI community, uNkulunkulu azange abafune labantu kwasekuqaleni. Ngathi mina but kunosomizmos athi hayi that's my boy. So in South Africa if unemali and you know your rights uyahlonishwa kancane.
Ipower idlala indima enkulu kabe la emphakathini. So imbangela yayonke lento lena mangithatha ukuzibhekisisa kahle lezi zinto lezi ne isukela ku gender construction on how the society has groomed us. Ukuthi umntana umfana uzobehave so, umntana entombazana uzobehave so. Kunempahla zabafana, kunempahla zamantombazane, kunamakhalazo abafana, kunamakhalazo amantombazane. Abafana mele bagunda ama-chiscope amakhathi, amantombazane baqhine inwele. Should kube ne vice versa, then kuba ha yabo sekuyini homosexuality sekuyaphenikwa zonke lezi zinto lezi yabo into ezinjalo. So nale gama leli elithi heterosexism, the belief yokuthi ayikho into edlula i-relationship ekhona exista emhlabeni njenge heterosexual people, yiyo kuphela exista i-relationship. Yebo. So i-homosexuality nabo trans women nabo trans men as exist lezo zinto lezo, and bakhohlwa abantu ukuthi sexuality should be fluid yabo into ezinjalo. So akumelanga sibe sizi-restricte. Ngibuyela kule phuzu lakho lokuthi ubuye uthi bathi lo wesiyagqoka ngakhona akasekho gay na into ezinjalo. Uyabona ukuthi bakubhekile ukuthi ugcoka kanjani, nini ngigcoka so like ba restrict abantu nini shuthi mangigcoke so ngi-embrace u-masculinity bama ngithi. So mangishintsha kusasa ke ngidecide ukuthi ngigcoke i-heel or ngifike ngigcoke i-skate or into ezinjalo, so thiwa beka confused vele yabo, forgetting ukuthi moye lesbian uyi-lesbian because of uthandana nomuntu wesifazane unama feelings emotionally physically like
yabo. Masebreakini sibuye size mhlambe ku way forward ukuthi singenza njani kube nale education nathi sipartner, ngoba kuyabonakala ukuthi umsebenzi umningi efuneka wenziwe out there and ifuna siphilisene singabantu asina choice, and nathi ziningi izinto esinozifunda from LGBTQI community. Azange ngibone gay for instance ecourt mina i-accused nge-rape. That means we can learn a lot from this community. Stay tuned. Ake besithembisile ukuthi masibuya ebreakini sizoke sithethe mhlambe ke sive napha ku audience, but wami sikule crisis, sikule meko sikuyo, si confused, sifuna ukufundiswa, but usiswa mphaya uthe bazenzisa, they know what to do. Ucabanga ukuthi wena mhlambe ungicorrect if I'm out of order. Ucabanga ukuthi ufuna ukuthweni?
Oh, ngisamnonani ngibudisa babukile ekhaya. Igama lami nguNhlanhla Mkhwanazi. So mina into engiyibonayo ukuthi ugovernment kumele kube nama desk kuma police stations na kuma clinics nasey'koleni nasemasontweni, because even thina singama lesbian nama gay sinabo abafundisi, you understand. So na kuma clinics sinawo ama nurse ama lesbian ama gay. So singacela nje ugovernment mayengazama ukufundisa umphakathi, kube nendawo la sikwazi ukuthi nathi sivelele saziwe besazi makumele basihlukumeze kodwa abasazi makumele basincede.
Ngibe confused kancane lana ngithe mangithi bhuti wami kwathiwa no sisi wami, can you explain that part? Siyafundisa la.
Okay, mina anginayo inkinga ukuthi ngibiza ngosisi ngobhuti noma sitabane ngendlela nje ongangibiza ngayo, as long ngirespecta ngirespecta. That's all.
Thank you so much. Make sizwe phaya ku Bishop Archbishop Miyeza, uzwile ukuthi amasonto akwi center stage or epicenter yale crisis sizibona sekuyo. Singasho ukuthi abefundisi ababulala umuntu, but izinto eziphuma emlonyeni yethu yize ezi-encourage i-criminals. Nalama criminals ubona ukuthi mayibulala umuntu uzothi hayi uNkulunkulu akayifundi lento anyway. Mhlambe akusibeke lightini ukuthi yini eninoyenza ningabefundisi.
Okokuqala isonto nje, if you're talking about religion, it's against any form of discrimination, whether fair discrimination or unfair discrimination. Masise esontweni we fight it, discrimination at all angles. But two, it's not only ukuthi kufanele size sifike esontweni ukuze sikhulume nge-discrimination. Emakhaya la sisuka khona kufunakala abantwana sibakhulise bazi ukuthi nanoma ngabe umuphi umuntu, omncane, omdala, omhlophe, omnyama, whatever, umuntu must be respected. And inkinga isekutheni umuntu uphuma ekhaya engafundiswanga afika ithatha emgwaqeni, then ibisibuya ke ibuya sekuwumuntu ozekhaya ozothi osebuya esithi lokhu ku wrong lokhu ku right, and ubani wena uzobona ukuthi omunye umuntu ibehavior yakhe ingakaffectanga ngalutho. Because esontweni there is no esontweni, what I know from the old schools of theology and even on the Holy Bible, it talks about sex before marriage and sex outside of marriage. It doesn't talk about any form of discrimination. Angeke uthi umuntu wonile just because ugqoke ngale ndlela noma just because ubehave ngale ndlela. Kodwa ilento lena eba la kuma groups masesisilinga ngaphandle emgwaqeni. I think ubizo wami lapha uThamsanqa uyishilo ukuthi laba hlale emakhoneni mabebona umuntu then ba comment ngaye baze bathatha ama resolutions ngomuntu. And I think that is what we need to fight. Even ngaphakathi esontweni, I think we need to have ama discussions and sibafundisa abantu ukuthi ku wrong noma ngabe kuthiwa benikhuluma nidlala nijoka, because niqala nijoka kugcine kuyinto enifuna ukuyenza practically, yet isonto nje totally alihambisani nokuhlukunyezwa, especially le violence gets out. Asikwazi nokuyikhuluma, ayifithi nje esontweni. And I think it's a discussion that will take forward in all forums zamabandla.
Ake sizwile umfundisi ezikhulumela lapha, kuyabonakala ukuthi nobutsotsi bu everywhere. Kusho ukuthi nalaba befundisi aba preacher i-discrimination bazenza la nje ubutsotsi baba bathunywa kaNkulunkulu. Maka sizokuwe siswama sisivala manje ukuthi sithi makuthini from here.
Okay. Mina into engayisho ukuthi amadoda bangacabanga ukuthi asibasabi. Yabo into ezinjalo. Asibasabi. Inkinga ukuthi bahlula ukuthi siyaba respect. Yabo into ezinjalo. And what's the point ukuthi ubisele i-violence with violence? Yabo into ezinjalo. What's the point ukuthi wenze i-black on black violence?
Yeah. So sithini?
So into engisho mina nje uphumzile bekasho ukuthi lento le medical education la ke ekolweni. Uyabona naye njengoba ngisho ukuthi author of a comic book izandile Stabane, yabo into ezinjalo. So mongangibiza nje ngeStabane nje usilakho ungicelela iKenny nje music nje uyazambela nje awusangithuki into ezinjalo. So le comic book lena ngiyafisa ukuthi like the campaign iyafisa ukuthi ifinyelele ekolweni, ukuthi asikakatholi ama channels are right ukuthi singakhuluma nabo bani ku government ukuthi ifinyelele ekolweni. Ikhuluma about the oppression ebhekane nomuntu otabanekile from asesemncane esikoleni, bamthandazele bamise enyangeni zonke lezi zinto lezi. The rape iyabonisa ukuthi umuntu akarejwa umuntu olestradeni kakhulukazi yenzeka la endlini, your brothers, your father, your uncle bazama ukukushintsha khona la endlini into ezinjalo.
Ongasithandi uyozathande, ongasifuni uyozasifune, ose closetini uyozaphume,
Mina ngiyanithanda.
Njengoba uMambusi Mhlongo wakhe washo kudala sibulalana sodwa ekhuluma nathi singama Africa. So me, what I wanted to say ukuthi noSisiphumzile, she could be a lesbian. We don't know that. This is what a lesbian looks like. So lento leyo ukuthi si minority group is also a problem. It's only those of us who have come out of the closet. It doesn't mean that we are in a minority. So my way forward is that the LGBTQ community and everyone involved in gender justice, siya organizer, sikwi groundini, siya sebenza. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your activism where your mouth is. We are organizing across the country against this violence being faced by the community. The church must show up. Omama bomthandazo must show up. Teachers, nurses, nani, media, everybody must come to the party. There's no shortage of organizing. But when it's gender-based violence affecting women and children, because we align with it, we will show up. But when it is us, the LGBTQ community, we are on our own. And we are not necessarily begging to be loved, but we are saying that we are not going to be pushed back into the closet. Injalo. So organize, and support the organizing in the villages. Emalogishi because sikhona siya exista everywhere and siya sebenza, but inkinga becomes amplifying umzabalazo wethu.
Thank you so much. Speak.
No, siyabonga kakhulu. I think siyavumelana nepanel ukuthi ke asiphumeni umkhankaso sifundiseni abantu with this community. I'm so happy ukuthi ngena le ncwadi ngizohamba nayo definitely kuma programs sizowenza and official guest speaker public participation. Ngeke ngaba na program whereby I invited this stakeholder because mina nginthatha njenge stakeholder nje esi-progressive kakhulu, so siyahlala in a round table nani sidiscuss ukuthi moving forward senza kanjani, understanding ukuthi ke uhulumeni kuningi asekwenzile supporting angifuni ukuthi this community LGBTQR+. Oh ngiyibambile maqabane. Ndiyibambile kaloku. So ngizama ukuveza ukuthi ke siyafisa ukuthi ama programs enwenzayo siwazi and siwa support nje noma imaphi. Kungabi i-pride levama ukwenzeka kuphela, but no that one nge understand semgaqweni nibahle, but siyafisa ama programs sizohlala kanje kona sifundisane, si understand ngoba uchaza ukuthi lesbian kumzila ngabe lesbian kodwa iswenkile efaka ihili right, but ethanda umuntu wesifazane. So we need to understand all those things, because uma singe understand sizohlala ngempela singazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. But ke ngifisa futhi ukuqinisekisa ukuthi uhulumeni uzoqhubeka supporta futhi enza yonke into esemandleni. I was very happy chair ukuthi into ye transgender yaziwa ngathi into private, yenziwa private doctors, but ibhedlela zakahulumeni sikhona and everyone ufuna ukuyenza uyahamba bhala license application yakhe ayenza. Lokho kukhombisa ukuthi uhulumeni already on board, even though singeke ke senze okuningi ngesikhathi, but we are on board and we are supporting you all the way. Thank you.
Comrade amazwi okugcina.
Comrade ngiyabonga. Mina ngicela nje action ku government. Into esifunayo just action. Nathi sike siprotect kayi-one. Yeah. Sikiyo nje into engayisho. Action nje. Ngiyabonga.
Hayi ke under the banner of Takwaneri Ime Men's Movement thina ke sawuthi gqolo ukusebenzisana nani as a stakeholder. From here thina sizohlala phansi sicraft program yokusebenzisana, and siyathemba ke pha emakhaya akukho nanye indoda eku-men's movement esayibona i-involved kuma-hate crimes. Sekufuneka manje thina senze amatoyitoyi si-protect ama-criminals around the country. That will never happen. Thank you so much for listening. Lapha emakhaya sanithanda, siyabathanda, siyathandana. Ncinzeleli.